Hi, I'm Diana. We have a 3-part series on ways to wear scarves that you may not have thought about before. Why 3 parts? Because I have too much to say. I'm a longtime scarf aficionado. I own so many, I can't even count them. I mean, I could count them. I just know that I have a lot. And there are still ways that I never thought about wearing them before. And number 1 is the number 1 way I didn't think about wearing them. So if you have a tank top like this or a t-shirt with shorter sleeves, like cap sleeves, this is a really cute idea. You take a smaller scarf, like we're going to use my Sarah scarf. This is a 20-inch square scarf. And you want to fold it in a triangle like this and then roll it up from the bottom toward the flat part so that you have a kind of a long tube here. And you want to tie it on one of your shoulders. I suggest putting it under your bra strap, really to keep everything very secure. And just one tie is enough, but look how pretty that is. And I love to just have it hang down in the front and hang down in the back. And I just put the knot right on top like that and let it hang over. Pretty, like summer wedding guest pretty, I love it. Or vacation or whenever. Whenever. Scarves are a whenever thing. Don't be saving them for fancy events. That's the number 1 mistake people make. Can I try it with a longer one? Sure. This one's about 33 inches square. This is my Ember scarf. It has crows on it. I love it. I'm going to do the same thing. A triangle, roll it up from the bottom point into the long flat part. And let's give it a tie on the shoulder. And here's what I would do with a longer scarf. I would let some of it hang down in the back, but then I would kind of wrap it around the strap like this. And then you could tuck it in your shirt. And you could have an asymmetrical shoulder, scarf shoulder tank top. There's no name for this. I don't know why I never thought of that before. So many years of wearing scarves. So much time wasted. The reason I was able to tuck this one in and it still wasn't bulky is because this is an ultra thin scarf, which brings me to point number 2, is that if you really want to do styles that require a lot of wrapping, ultra thin scarves are amazing for that. This is like the thinnest silk you can get. And when I take this large scarf and I roll it all the way up, it's still teeny tiny. Let me show you. Teeny tiny. Look, when I twist it even smaller, it's so small. It could be the smallest look, and it's a giant scarf. So when you're going to do wrappy styles, you want ultra thin scarves. I can wrap this around my neck a couple of times and it still doesn't create a lot of bulk. Very handy to have. And then, if you do let it be fluffy, it can create an awful lot of fluff because it's so lightweight. It just wants to fluff. Ultralight silk feels delightful. Feels like the lightest rose petal. Feels great on your skin. Speaking of ultra thin scarves, we're going to bring out my hazel scarf, which is huge. This is about a 32-inch scarf. And this brings us to trick number 3, which is incorporating your jewelry into your scarf, making it a big jewelry and scarf accessory. So we're going to do the same thing. We're folding this into a diagonal triangle and we're rolling from the bottom triangle into the top flat part to create this rolled tube again. But this time I'm going to bring out a scarf ring. And a scarf ring is a piece of jewelry for your scarf. And I like these to add something different to my scarf look. So I'm going to put this rolled tube behind, and I'm going to put both ends through the scarf ring, and then I'm going to separate them and tie them behind. And then I like to put this off to the side a little bit. And because this is a bigger scarf, you see much more of the fabric and the scarf ring, and I do think that that's very pretty. But let's see it with a smaller scarf. Let's use this green scarf ring, and let's use a leopard scarf. So, green scarf ring, ready to go. Leopard scarf that's much smaller, rolled in the same way. This is going to be a much smaller look. Okay, so around, through the scarf ring, separate and tie behind. Yeah, there's hardly any fabric left at the end here. I do like these rings off to the side. Maybe you like yours in the center? You do you. So pretty. That's jewelry for your scarf. But what about your jewelry, like your bracelet for your neck? You can use a chunky chain as a nice scarf addition. This is a Cuban chain link gold plated bracelet that I sell in my store. It's one of my favorite things that I offer that it's like daily use. Love this thing, goes with everything. And we're going to use it in the scarf now. So you're gonna clip it as if it's on your wrist, so close it. Okay, let's use this blue scarf right now for the gold bracelet look. Again, roll it into a tube. It's one of the most standard things you can do is roll it into a tube and then use it in some manner. Roll it, roll it, roll it. And do the same thing where you bring it around and make the ends meet. Put the ends through your bracelet like you did with the scarf ring. Separate it and tie it behind, just like you did with the scarf ring. And I love this look. This is one of my favorite things to do. And when I go out with this look on, people always say, "What is that?" And they want to know where they can get it. Okay, I like to put the clasp of the bracelet behind the scarf so you can't see it. And when I wear my scarf out like this, people always want to know about it, and they think it's really pretty and unique. I love it because it adds a little bit of extra sparkle. I mean, I'm going to be wearing a scarf anyhow. Why not add extra sparkle? Let's see it with a longer scarf. Oh, I like that look because this scarf is so subtly colored that you mostly just see light creamy colors and gold. Beautiful. And yes, I still love to layer a necklace with this. I don't think it's too much. Maybe the earrings are a lot, but my too much meter isn't going off. I would wear it. Speaking of too much, what you need is a large, fluffy scarf. I'd say something around 30 inches or more. And you want to do the same thing where you fold it into the triangle, but this time you are not going to roll it into a log. You're just going to simply pull it around, and then you can tie it above, capturing all of this fabric in here, and then arranging it as you like. That's one of my favorite things. It's so fluffy and it's so nice. Or you could tie it underneath, kind of like a big fluffy kerchief. And it just depends on what you want to show, but right now I want to show these little bird feathers, and that's how I'm going to fluff it out. I like the big fluffy scarf look, and I like to call it a kerfuffle because it's kind of like a kerchief, but it's fluffy. It's a kerfuffle. Here's something you guys have been asking me about, like why don't I tie scarves around my hat? Well, I haven't been wearing a lot of hats lately because my hair is so short, and I feel like I look like a man when I wear a hat. But my hair is now long enough that I can see it near my chin, and I think that I will go back to wearing hats. So let's do that look. Let's pick one of the ultra thin ones like Ember, because I want it to be kind of big. I want it to be long. I want it to drape down the back like a ponytail. And for this one, I want to roll it as flat as possible. Here we go. And I like that I can see some feather patterns here. And I'm just going to use this hat here, and I'm going to just tie it around the bottom and leave it hanging down the back. I'm going to tie it in a knot. Give it a good double knot so you don't lose your scarf. Okay, I like the way this is looking. Pretty, love it. I will go back to wearing hats. I might even like one that is more the color of this hat, so it doesn't stand out so much. And I know people are probably thinking like, why wouldn't you want your scarf to stand out? I don't know, sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't. Well, at least I don't. Okay, if I wanted my scarf to stand out, I would use a brighter, bolder color. That would be pretty, but I wouldn't have anything to hang down the back. If I had a very long leopard scarf, that would be cool. This is not very long. I really like how that looks. If I had a longer one, I would totally do leopard. Can we see how Fiona looks? Yes, hi. If you don't know, Fiona is my most popular scarf. It sells out all the time and nobody can ever get it. But here it is, and it is in stock right now. I don't know about when you watch this video, but right now it is, and it's about 36 inches across. It's huge. It's twill, so it's a little bit thicker. So I'm gonna have to be careful as I fold it to make it nice and flat. Okay, let's see. Pretty colors, my goodness. I do love that. That's a good one, if I do say so myself. Fiona's good for a tie around a hat. Fiona's good for a lot of things. Here's a good use for a ring that maybe doesn't fit around your finger, but you like a lot. Let's use something big and sparkly like this one. This one does not fit any of my fingers the way it's supposed to, so we're gonna use it on a scarf. Let's use Fiona. Let's just wrap this tube around the neck simply and put the ends through the ring. Now be careful with your scarves. You don't want them to snag on any sharp parts of your ring, so be gentle, be careful, move slowly. And now I have a little bit of extra sparkle in my look. So what I would do here is you could either use this like a scarf ring and pull this behind and tie it behind. I do like that mostly at the center there. I like it front and center so it can sparkle. You can pull this side through the ring, and then you can go opposite through the ring with the other side of the scarf. So I'm coming up. So it crosses, and then I would give it a tie underneath. And that way it's just kind of tucked in there. And that's so pretty. I mean, otherwise, this ring isn't getting used. Otherwise, I'll never see this ring. What's the point of even owning it? Let's use them. Some of these scarves that I'll be showing you in these videos are available in my store. You can check the link below or at unblawyourself.com if you are interested. All right, that's it for part 1. So already, this is a ton of fun. Check back next week for part 2, and then check back the next week for part 3. There's so much to talk about. You would think that I would be done talking about scarves. I'm never done talking about scarves. I'll see you soon.